I know that you're deeply involved in the technology field, but what are some of your advancements and how is it helpful to move America forward?
Mr. Shatner, many industries across our nation have to adhere to strict compliance and regulatory requirements. We have created a cloud-based software solution called Gensuite, which enables these companies to comply with applicable laws and regulations and integrate with their company management systems. That, Mr. Shatner, is how we're helping to move America forward.
You know, it's very interesting what you had to say to Mr. Shatner. Let me ask you to take me back a little bit and talk about how this software came about. What's the story?
Sure, thank you for having us here on
the
show.
You're welcome.
Well, the story really started as an environmental engineering graduate myself. I worked in industry, worked in consulting for a number of years, helping companies with their environmental permitting requirements and obligations. As I did that, I conducted audits at facilities, understood what it took to be in compliance with EPA and OSHA regulations, for example, or other similar regulations around the world where U.S. companies operate. And when I joined the General Electric company in 1997, I joined as an environmental manager responsible for compliance across a broad array of operating sites across the world. And the role really was to ensure that all of those sites were complying with the applicable laws and regulations at their particular facility, but using a management system that was consistent across the company. And what we found was a huge variety of homegrown Excel spreadsheets, paper systems, databases, no consistency, very difficult to manage. And so we started working with a small group of people, including Natasha with me here, on taking some of those processes and digitizing them using web-based applications. And that was the genesis of what is Gensuite today. We were very successful very rapidly in a couple of years in those days. In about 2000, we launched it across the entire General Electric company, across all the divisions, but using a very customer-centric model, one where each business was a subscriber of ours. We then expanded that model in 2010, really to provide the solution to any company out there that has similar objectives from an environmental and safety compliance perspective, or in some of the other functional areas we support today, like quality, supplier risk management.
The other key, it's customizable, right? You can build this for the companies. What kind of reaction have you gotten back from the clients who use it?
Oh, it's been really great feedback, because the key is no matter what industry or business you are in, you want to make sure your operations and your programs are reflected in the application. So we've worked very closely, as Mukund described, with businesses as they launch the tools to ensure that that is reflected. And we're working with companies now such as Amazon and Comcast, Johnson & Johnson, to take those key programs that they have and make sure they're reflected in the tool, and they can use it on mobile devices and very quickly in the field.